because of his ongoing battle with Floyd Mayweather and his highly anticipated June 15th fight against Frank Martin. Gervonta Davis has been in the news a lot lately. The two have been increasing the amount of training film they have shared because the fight is just over a month away. It looks that Gervonta Davis is taken aback by some of Frank Martin's new training and may have underestimated him, so make sure to watch to the very end for all the information. Following his initial press conference with Davis, he already feels as though the fight has been won mentally. I feel as though the fight has been won mentally because I'm doing everything I can to break him down and study him. His game plan is crazy, so a lot of the guys he goes in there with aren't like me, so our strategy is to follow it and capitalize on it. I think it's going to be an exciting night. You know, he always gets beat up by guys. In his last 5 fights, it's either been really close or he gets beat up by someone, and then boom, he lands that big shot, but a lot of those guys don't care about me. After their press conference, Tank brought up and even showed Frank Martin. When Frank Martin was asked what he thought of it, he said, "Man, it's sparring, we're fighting June 15th. I don't even want to keep talking about the sparring. He was going to show me the video, he ain't show it, he showed a certain part, and then they got turned up and all that, but it wasn't nothing that he showed. We figure, you'll never miss any upcoming videos from Combat Sports World if you do this." Here's a little snippet from the press conference about their sparring footage from years ago for those of you who might be curious in it, and Tank showing it to them. A lot of boxing watchers have seen the animosity between the two and how this bout is bound to be bitter and end in a knockout.
To show that he's a front runner. He put on for the people that he come with. That's what he think thugs and shit like that. But I'm telling you,
that's how you do it, Tom.
It's a different beast in front of him. It's a different beast in front of him. Nobody that's walking with him, holding him hand in hand, is not going to be able to save him June the 15th. I'm telling you. And there's a lot of shit built up. It's a lot built up. And I'm going to take it out on him. Sorry to...
Speaking to reporters about this viewpoint, Frank Martin said, "I just think that the dominance that Alpha Sid has in both of us just naturally comes out." He said, "I think it's just like he knows he's in there with something that's real, just from how I am as a person, like he knows it and feels it. We have a fantastic strategy. We had a strategy in place for everything, so I'm relieved that they'd evaluated me based on my previous performance when they faced off on June 15. Gervonta Tank, as most of you are already aware, Davis has vowed to get revenge on Frank Martin for the last 14 months of frustration. Following his biggest victory in November 2020, Davis pulled guilty to 4 crimes pertaining to an accident that wounded 4 people, including a pregnant mother. After that, he received a 90-day term of home detention at the home of his trainer, Calvin Ford. Just over 2 weeks after defeating Garcia, Davis was sentenced to 44 days in a detention center when a judge ruled on June 1st that he had moved from his house arrest to a new residence and an opulent hotel. In addition, Davis received 200 hours of community service and a 3-year probationary period.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is sent to jail less than a month after he was ordered to serve 3 months of home detention. He was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing yesterday, and now he will finish his 90-day sentence in the Baltimore City jail.
Gervonta Davis is clearly going into this bout looking to kill it and prove to the world why he is so much better than the other competitors in his division. Being back in the ring is something I'm eagerly anticipating in every way. According to Davis, "I've been offered for a very long time. I've served time in jail. I've been placed under home arrest, and so on. All I can say is that I'm glad to be back in this familiar place. Considering that Martin was seen having fun with Ryan Garcia, I could be perfect and do what I do best, which is provide your fans with the best boxing they've seen to date."
What, Ryan? You been with him, been drinking, been out with him partying.
Who been out with him partying?
Not recently, but you have.
After his last fight.
After his last fight. You have.
After his last
Do you have
fight.
the skills to do that?
After his last fight.
Do you have the skills to be out partying and missing? You don't have the skills to be doing that, bro.
Nigga, when did he fight?
Look, I started when I was 15, brother.
Man, you
I'm
just
taking that
talking.
shit off.
You just
I'm
talking.
grinding. I'm grinding.
That don't even make sense. You just talking.
Tank enjoys playing mind games with his opponents, much like Floyd Mayweather did when he was younger, and it seems to be getting on Frank Martin's nerves, which could work in Tank's favor. However, Tank's attitude to this argument became evident when he brought up Frank Martin's girlfriend, that cute little girl he got, mentioning that she was probably somewhere in the area. "I'll get to her eventually." Martin claimed to have tried to exact revenge on Davis, but the latter continued his pranks and dominated the conversation with his loud voice, seeming annoyed, even angry. What are your honest opinions on this battle? People, before we continue watching the video, do you think Davis will defeat Frank Martin and stay undefeated, or is there going to be an unexpected shock? With his new deal being even larger than Floyd's, Davis is demonstrating his confidence in this bout by declaring that he has had a greater career than Floyd at his age. Davis continued to make his point and revealed a new deal he had signed, but he wasn't done. "I'm going to get to the point where I have surpassed him, and I'm doing it at a young age." According to numerous sources, Mayweather inked a $200 million deal with Showtime in 2013. He's not aware of that deal I'm talking about yet, but it's larger than his contract. The lightweight champion said that Davis, however, continued to keep quiet about the magnitude of the massive deal he signed with PBC. Many boxing fans were offended by Tank's remark and thought it was unnecessary. Double that because the money is different today. He's not even comparing apples to apples, and he's not the fighter Floyd was. Floyd was battling Oscar de la Hoya and Zab Judah when he was 29 years old. You are picking and choosing your opponents in the interim. I'm glad that Floyd's career is finally being remembered and that people are learning he frequently faced elite opponents. By June 15th, numerous experts will have shared their opinions on this matchup. As a former lightweight champion and fellow southpaw, Basil Lomachenko understands the challenges southpaws face and thinks Frank's skill and footwork might be a real threat to Davis. This is the intriguing part of this conflict. Gervonta Davis is a superb fighter who can stop opponents early in the fight with his explosive punches. But Frank Martin isn't your typical opponent. As a southpaw boxer, he leads with his right hand and presents Gervonta with strikes from an unusual angle. Devin Haney thinks Martin lacks experience facing a boxer with Gervonta Davis' caliber. I believe defeats him. To put it another way, we haven't seen Frank Martin perform at the very best, the elite level. This isn't to suggest that he isn't an elite, we just haven't seen him. Do I think he's going to go in there and lay down? Asked Devin Haney. No, I believe he will go in there and fight back in an attempt to get his respect. Ryan Garcia, Gant Davis's previous opponent, offered his analysis of the bout and shows Martin, "Since I'll be there for him at every turn and put him on the game like this is what he enjoys doing. This is what he will do, boom boom. I'm going to go with Frank." This wraps up today's video. There's no doubt that boxing fans will love this bout, but it's actually a 50-50 match because many underestimate Frank Martin's skills, and Davis may be one of them as well. To ensure that you don't miss out on any upcoming uploads, be sure to turn on the post notification bell and subscribe to Strike Scope for more combat sports world videos. I'll see you in the next one. Until then.